Let's get, there we go. Now, let's go to here. Okay, yeah, we've got the Bluetooth on right there. Over bit. Okay. Got my own. Holy crow. It's Kim Blanchard. I gotta follow him. Boop. All right, now. Pair it onto my phone. So there we go. Now, bring that over, plus live. Now we're going to be live on Pedestal. Live on Pedestal. All right, and yep, as always, my hair is everywhere. So let's go live on that. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, so we are live there. We're live there. We are live, and we are saving. Let's hit go live on there. Yes. Broadcast live, absolutely. So now we are live. Bat signal is now out. Woohoo! So let's go ahead and let folks know on Podhome. Podcast there, going live on through Podhome. Let's see here. Let's go to. Wish I would grab the art, but it doesn't. So. Going live. It'd be nice if I could actually also branch this out to so going live. 2.0 app near you. New app. New podcast. I think it's new podcast apps. Let's double check that. Podcast apps. Yeah, newpodcastapps.com. So if you're actually interested in having your own, or being able to listen to us, the show live on your podcast app, you can let's see, a new podcast app. Let's go there. Didn't want to pick that up. Control C. You can actually see here. Sorry, I am not capable of doing more than 3 things at once. So listen on here. All right. So there we go. So let's do a podcast at 2.0 app near you. Okay, so that went there. That went there. That went there. That went there. There and there. Let's go. Yeah, that's probably gonna not go the direction I want that to go. But oh well, yeah, it is what it is. So all right. So now that we are going there, we're going there, going there. Oh, good, it did come up on Relax Mail's site. So all right. So there we go. Now, okay, let's go ahead. Let's get started. We're going to hit the record button. Okay, there we go. This is getting more and more complicated. All right. Now, men, I know we love our wives. We love our wives dearly because, I mean, they picked us out of all the sea of better options. Somehow, your wife picked you. And so we want to adore our wife, but yet we run into the problem of setting our wife way too high up on a high pedestal, and then things start going wrong. So this week, we're going to be talking about why taking your wife off the pedestal actually allows her to love you more. This is The Relaxed Male, a show that comes to you each week helping men to remove the nice guy from their life so they can actually live their life on their terms. Join the host, certified coach Brian Goodwin, as he helps men step out of their heads and become free from the thoughts that bind them. Hey man, hello and welcome to The Relaxed Male. I am your host Brian, and today we're doing a few things a little differently. Today we're going live on 3 different platforms this time. We're doing not only YouTube, going live on YouTube, we're also live over on TikTok. And then because we are a podcasting 2.0 compliant podcast, we're also going live through some of your modern podcasting apps like Podcast Guru, Fountain, and Podverse. So if you are interested in any of that, you can go to newpodcastapps.com and be able to choose a podcast app that will allow you to do several different things besides for seeing our pod roll. You also get some of the great items like the live, being able to be alerted as to when things go live. As soon as we hit the live button, about 90 seconds after that, you get a notification that we are live and lit, and so we're here. So still trying to work on that intro. That was a little off the cuff and a little rough. So anyhow, we're talking about taking your wife off the pedestal today. Why do we want to do that? Because we love our wife. We love the fact that she picked us. So why do we want to take her off the pedestal and not adore her as much as we like? And there's a lot of reasons as to why, but the biggest one is just because we want our wives to be able to love us too. And when we do not let her live her life the way she wants to live it, she doesn't have the ability to actually love us as completely as she wants to be able to do. She picked us out of the crowd of better looking guys. So to her, we are worthy of her love and affection. The problem is that we set her further away and up on this pedestal. So we think we are being adoring for her, but at the same time, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. So first off, wanted to kind of break things down and explain what is a pedestal. Why is this pedestal so horrible? And the pedestal is just us having a lofty view of what our wife is. We often do this with our dads. Remember, it's like we as kids, we would have arguments over whose dad could beat up who and whose dad could do whatever. And then as life goes on, though we have our father on this lofty pedestal, all of a sudden he starts showing up human and he does stuff. And so now we walk around with this stuff called dad baggage, and we often say our dad is ruined our lives. And no, he did what he could with what he had. It's not his fault. You thought he was a god. He wasn't. He tried to live up to that idea that you had, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't maintain that lofty ideology. And our wife is the same way. We do this. If you're just dating a woman, we'll often put our girlfriends on a pedestal too. And when we put our girl on a pedestal, we're limiting ourselves. We're limiting the amount of affection, love, and adoration that we could have, because one, we're not on the same level as her. Now, we've set her way up here, and we can't reach her. We're holding her, essentially we're holding her at arm's length, because we have no way of being able to be as grand as we'd like for her to be. But at the same time, that's a long ways up. When we have somebody on a high pedestal like that, that pedestal step is not that big, and eventually she's going to mess up, do something wrong. She's going to fall off. She's going to fall from that grace, and it's going to bruise your ego more than it's going to bruise hers. It's going to damage what you think of her. And that's not fair to her. I mean, of all things, she wants to just be on your level, and and when she fell down, all of a sudden you're looking at her like, how dare you destroy my view of you? And so we battle this line of thinking and the processing that goes in, all because we didn't allow our wife, our girlfriend, however you want to look at it, we don't allow them to have the life that they want, and they want to be able to live just right beside us. Now, yeah, it feels like it's loving, but it's not, because we're isolating her. We're keeping her from being able to enjoy everything that we are trying to provide. Yeah, we're bringing her, flowers and gifts and showering her with all this, and yet we wonder when she falls, why it hurts so much. And well, it's because the pedestal gets taller the more you adore her. And so we've got to find a way of being able to stop adoring her. And us nice guys, and yes, I'm a recovering nice guy, so I have the ability to talk about the fact that us nice guys, we struggle with keeping our girlfriends and our wives from being placed on that high step of a pedestal, because I mean, I'm not worthy of having the love that we are receiving from our wife. At least that's how we feel. We're just like, oh, I'm just trying to. We want to have that adoration. We want to have the joy and the fulfillment that all that comes with. But yet, we got to remember, nice guys are afraid of two things, and that is our emotions and other people's emotions. When it comes to our emotions, we get really uncomfortable with people being overly thankful. We also get really uncomfortable with people who get excessively angry. We like to control that emotion and make it stay in just a very narrow, comfortable band. So when our wife all of a sudden swings out of that band, we're going to be upset. We're going to have a response that is pulling her off of that same lofty perch that we want to have her on. So when we put her on a pedestal, one, she doesn't ask for it. So that pedestal makes her uncomfortable. We're all of a sudden, it's like she is standing on top of a mountain with a bunch of white hot lights shining on her with no clothes on. And she doesn't want that. She doesn't want that type of attention. Yes, she enjoys being adored, the same as us men like to be adored. But to be just, so much adoration and worship of her, when she knows she is just trying her darndest to be a human being, it's going to make her uncomfortable. You're keeping your wife at arm's length because, well, one, she's high up, but also she's uncomfortable, so she can't open up to be able to accept you. Because she already knows she's human. And there's a dangerous fall on coming over when tumbling off that pedestal. So even though we love her tremendously, we put way too much pressure on our wife. And because we have that pressure on her, she can't connect to us as deeply as she wants to. And we are like I said, we're keeping her at arm's length. We're not allowing her to come into our life completely and fully. So to be a worshiper of an adorer of our wife sounds nice, but it's not. We're putting too much pressure on her, and she's trying her darndest to live up to that lofty height that you have set her to, though she knows she's not going to be able to stay up there, and she's going to end up, and she's afraid of the time she messes up, so she's can't be herself. She has to be this amalgamation of who she thinks you're trying to have her be and who she really is, and it comes out to being this messy thing of a human being. And so when she falls and we get upset because she has fallen, she has tumbled from grace, and now she's hit the ground, and we're upset the fact that she's, she wasn't able to stay on that pedestal. She failed in some way. All of a sudden she got, upset and she snapped at you, or she got up. You were thinking maybe y'all would be able to have a little nookie tomorrow night. And she's like going, we ain't doing this stuff. I've got other things I have to do. She's got her hopes and her dreams that she wants to try to fulfill, and they're against what you're wanting. So what do? You end up having this meltdown of ideologies. And so you start causing so much stress on the fact that your relationship is based on a false premise. That premise being she's supposed to be this angelic being, and the angelic being is not hanging around like you hoped she would. All of a sudden, she has got her own problems. She's got her own hangups, her own issues. And how do you handle that? How do you fix that little problem? Well, you actually have to let her come off the pedestal. You actually don't even try to put her on that pedestal to begin with. Let her be the equal. Allow each other to coexist, not to be codependent, because that's what happens when you have her on a pedestal. She's having to look to you and be codependent on you, and that's where all that the hurt feelings and the problems come from, is because she's waiting for you to affirm her emotions, and you're waiting for her to affirm her emotions, and so y'all are waiting on each other, and nothing happens. And so the tension and the hurt feelings just keeps building and building, because you're not going to talk about it. You're not going to talk about the hurt feelings. You're not going to talk about the letdowns that you've had, because, well, that's going to reflect upon her, and you're going to take away her sense of being, because you're not talking. And so you're letting stuff build and build and build and build until boom, all of a sudden you've got all this problem raining down upon you. You've got hurt feelings and resentments and all these feelings growing and showering around you. And yeah, why should she be on a pedestal when she's going to fall apart like that? What if you were able to allow her to have a better life by just letting her be human? What if you could accept the fact that she's going to want to do stuff, and somewhere along the way, that doing whatever task she's decided she's done, she's going to decide she's finished with it, and so she's going to change and do something different. Maybe there's going to be times where, depending on the period of her life, she may be just the hottest chick you ever knew in bed, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden you've got a kid, and you're like, hey, it's Thursday afternoon. We're normally used to doing our boinky boinky. Why are we not boinky boinkying? And she's going to go, because I'm tired. I'm dealing with your kid, and you're going to have these arguments. And so all of a sudden your thought and your ideology of what your wife is got shattered. Or maybe she's used to adoring herself upon you, and all of a sudden something happens and she's kind of aloof. She's just not really showing that much. She's lost the love and feeling, as they would say. And that's going to hurt. But yet, if you can accept the fact that she's going to be a human being, she is a human being human, and we have to just accept the fact that we're going to have these emotions that come in, and they're going to not be always the nicest, most wonderful emotions around. They're going to be a little sloppy. They're going to be a little messy. They're going to be a little And when we experience those emotions, we have that choice of allowing, just being there for that emotion to be. We can look at our wife and say, all right, have the questions of what it is she's feeling. Come to the fact that we understand why she has the emotions that she has. Because if we don't, and we just resent the fact that she's got those emotions, we're just going to repeat the process of letting the hurt feelings and the emotions build up until eventually we have another explosion. And you're going to do the same thing. If you're not sharing what your thoughts are, what your concerns are with her, because you're afraid of how she's going to react, because now we're not worshiping her anymore. We've now had the drama of her falling off the pedestal. Now can I actually share my thoughts with her anymore? Because she's just a human. What happens with that? Well, she's going to have her human emotions. And so, she's going to let you down. And you have to be okay with the fact that you're going to be let down from time to time. And that because you are accepting of the fact that she's going to get mad at you, she's going to be turned off by you walking into the bedroom at the wrong time, trying to helicopter in front of her and thinking that usually it gets a laugh, and this time she just rolls her eyes and says, no. She stops taking care of herself all of a sudden. She's used to dressing up and looking nice, and you come home one day and she's in t-shirt and a sweatshirt and baggy sweats, and her hair's not done, no makeup, and you're like, what the hey happened? Who's the woman who has a striking resemblance to my wife? Well, that's still your wife, but for whatever reason, she decides she's not going to take care of herself today. You have to decide how you're going to react to that. You have those powers. You have that ability to emotionally adapt to what the circumstance is. And so you have to accept the fact that she is a human being, that your wife is just a person being a person. And we're going to be imperfect with that. We're going to struggle with our emotions, and we're going to struggle with the instances of when she doesn't rise to the level that we would like for her to be. And when we can, she actually will allow herself to be more comfortable around you. When she knows that you're not going to blow up, you're not going to run, You're not going to be afraid of the fact that she has, that she's angry for whatever reason, that she is sad for whatever reason, and that you're not going to come in here and start all of a sudden trying to fix stuff. You're going to allow her to have her emotions, which is a rough thing for us guys to do because we are people of action. We love to we see a problem. We want to take action on that problem. We want to fix it. We want to be those fixers, right? But when we fix our wife, we take care of our wife. We take her ability to care away from her. So we want to just let her have her emotions. Let her, no matter how uncomfortable we think it is, allow her to just enjoy her emotions the way she wants to enjoy them, which sounds really weird because it's like, well, what if she's afraid? She's crying. Then she's afraid. She's crying. It's not that we're doing anything horrible. We're just allowing her to be the woman of our dreams. She's still there. We just have to let the full woman of our dreams out. It's not just always the pretty, hair done, nails done, makeup done, in a teddy ready to go at the drop of a hat. There are those times when her hair is messed up and it's flying every which way. No makeup. She's got 3 layers of clothes on. She's got pants on pants or sweatpants on. I can't talk. She's got sweatpants on underneath some pajama shorts, and she looks like a fashion disaster, and that's okay because she's still the same woman. We just have to be able to allow her to be the full woman, the full person that is who we said I do too. And when we can accept her for being her, that's when you allow her to open up and to start loving on you. And we've seen instances, there's been studies of where people who are overly and highly adored, they actually start sitting further apart because all that adoration takes so much energy out of you if you're the adorer, and out of her because she's having to try to rise to that adoration. And so when we allow her, take our wife off the pedestal, she actually starts being able to love us more. She starts being able to attend to us more because we are allowing her within arm's reach. We're allowing her to be within the space that she can be herself, and she's happy to be herself. She's content. Not all the time. She's going to have all those other emotions, all the emotions that you have too, man. But to have those emotions and to share those emotions and to view the outcome of those emotions and be able to just hang out and be with her as she is emotional with whatever thoughts and feelings that she has, suddenly she is going to be a lot more loving towards you, which is what we want. We want our wife to love us unconditionally. And that unconditionally means that we can't put any conditions on her either. So, guys, with that, I want to say thank you very much for listening. We're a little bit shorter of a show today. I'm not doing any 45, 50-minute shows today. And I want to say thank you very much for taking the time to listen. If you found anything on the show that resonated with you or caused you to think of somebody who's running into the same problem. Maybe he's got a wife that he has basically put on a pedestal, and she's recently here tumbled off. Maybe point this show, let them know, let the guys in your area know, hey, there's a podcast out there that is helping men become better men, helping men become better at their relationships with their wives by allowing us to just be, allow our wives to actually just be, and to be a part of what this whole human experience is. And so, guys, with that, I want to say thanks again for listening. Y'all take care. If you have any questions, or if you, do have a before I forget, I do have a workshop that I'm working on opening up at the beginning of next year. I figured it'd be a great time for us to be able to start our new year off and with having a better relationship with our family and with our wives and our kids and all that. And so to be able to do that, we have to be able to master the storm that's within us. And so if you're interested in approaching and figuring out, learning how to manage that storm, that dis-ease that we feel within ourselves, then go over to relaxedmail.com/storm master. All one word. It's just a little simple Google form. Just fill that out. And I'm going to keep you up to date as the new year approaches. And we're going to, if there's anybody that's actually interested in it, then we're going to get together and we're going to find and learn and discover how we can actually have a better time. We can actually relax to what our lives are and have a better time with our relationships by just simply allowing our life to be the life that we want. And so, guys, with that, I want to say thanks again for listening. We'll talk to y'all next week. Till then, bye. All right, there we go. All right, TikTok guys, folks, saw we had a few viewers, but looks like everyone has blipped out since I was closing. So y'all take care. See y'all. There we go. In now. All right, and YouTube guys, got 4 likes on that one. Awesome. So, all right. So YouTube guys and gals, thanks again for watching. Y'all take care. And have any questions, comments, you can shoot me an email over at Brian with a Y at relaxedmail as in a dude.com. So we'll talk to y'all a bit later. Bye.